I think we're all super excited and
सच बोलो.
super excited because I got to, work also with Tabu for the first time. Lolo's worked with her so much. I had the opportunity and the honor of finally sharing screen space with her, and of course with the supremely talented and lovely Kriti. And I hope that the film does well. Rajesh has made, I think, a super funny film. So I'm just really excited and happy. I just hope it works.
But how you know that's a character?
Director का sir, एक दूसरे का sir. This all
I think you must
Rajesh is-
ask him how he felt working
Right.
with three women,
Right.
driving him crazy.
Right.
I think we always get to work with men mostly, and it was very, very refreshing to actually work with women. Women who are so talented, who I have admired, for years. And I think we all look up to them in what they bring to the table and the fact that they've been reinventing themselves and how. And I think the way this film has been written, the way these characters are, there's so much life and there's so much chemistry between these three. I think what people are loving, at least what I'm hearing, is the chemistry in general, and that's about the crew, And I feel जब भी कोई women वाली film आती है, लड़कियां हैं, तो सब सोचते हैं कि serious है बहुत, या फिर कुछ मुद्दा होगा, या फिर कोई men bashing होगी, या all that. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. As you can see, women can do comedy very, very well. So I really, really hope you all love it.
Three actresses and two producers. There's Ekta, there's Riya, there's Tabu, there's...
Did you go back home and love your wife more or less?
I did. As a matter of fact, you start appreciating women more. Right. These are three people who don't really need any direction. I mean, look at Tabu. She's done, 95 plus films. Bebo is going to touch, I think, she's probably crossed 75, and Kriti is probably, 18 films old. I mean, I'm the youngest entrant. You should ask them how they felt me directing them.
Right.
He suddenly made himself youngest.
Fundamentally, all these guys who are stars today, they became stars by understanding what a scene is. Right. Everybody tries to make a scene. Right? It's never about who am I, what am I doing in the scene. It's only when you make scenes, and each of those scenes end up becoming like a really entertaining film.
Right.
So the thrust and the focus, हर पल यही होता है कि scene को कैसे better बनाया जाए.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah,
तो ये focus होता है. So readings होते हैं या whatever discussions होते हैं, right? It's all centered towards that.
Yeah.
How do you center into making a scene better, right? And making sure that that doesn't get cut out, and that makes our life difficult because you typically end up shooting a long film and now you're scratching your head wondering कि अभी क्या काटें. Correct.
Right.
So that, I mean, like I said, the film pretty much gets directed on its own. Once you have initial discussions, everybody has their feedback. And I think one must also remember that I'm not the only one making the movie. They're all storytellers.
Yes.
While I might wear a director's hat, right, they are the actors. While I might be saying stuff behind the camera, they're also saying story in front of the camera.
Yes.
Right. So that feedback is very important for you to know how to basically then go about, tweaking things. Right. But essentially, you have to make a scene every day.
Yeah.
Every day has to be about how can we make the scene better?
Right.
You put those, 50 odd, 60 odd scenes, and that becomes a good film.
Right.
I don't think उसकी ज़रूरत होती है किसी भी director को. And I think first film में तो आपको कोई नहीं इतना समझ सकता है, and especially because we've never interacted with him before this film. So इंसान को समझने के लिए तो ज़िंदगी निकल जाती है, but he was very good with what was required of all of us. And one thing I must say is that all the extra bits of one mannerism, one gali that you see in the end, वो एक थोड़ा हाँ, वो सारा सब राजेश का addition होता था.
Okay.
He would come and just add something to make the scene more interesting, or like that. So I must give it to him.
Rajesh himself has a very quirky sense of humor. And like Tabu said, he has a quality of just a simple line, trying to make it a little and say it a little more interestingly. Rather than saying it in a, straight way, he would always try and like tell, I think, each one of us, कि simple sa line hai, but how could we kind of, say it differently so it sounds slightly, even though it's a common line that you've heard the words before, but the way he would kind of make us do it would be just, so different. So I really appreciate that he took out that time. Of course, he's the captain of the ship, so he would guide us, but I think he did it well.
No, in general, I feel like, so when I watched Loot Case, I also realized that, like, I feel like comedy is in life, in mundane moments, in reactions. I think that's what he kind of gets and captures really, really well. Like both Bebo and Tabu ma'am said that, in between the line, or how that those little things before and after your dialogue, I think that just comes to him. He is very comical in life also. So I think it just comes to him very naturally, and that relatability in comedy, that he gets. वो बीच बीच में जो हम हरकतें कर रहे हैं, हमारे जो रिएक्शन है, या वो ट्रॉली हिल गई और मैं थोड़ी देर बाद निकली, that little thing क्या भूल गए, that comes from him. So I feel, and I really have to give it to you for handling 5 women.
Right, 2 producers.
Very, very well. And also just making us do comedy like you would do it, make anybody do it. I don't think it's gender specific.
It's a surprise you're alive still.
ये सारी चीज़ें हो ही रही हैं अभी. हम देख ही रहे हैं कि एयरलाइन इंडस्ट्री की एक्चुअली वाट लगी पड़ी है. Correct? For whatever reasons, if you go back historically, try to understand what's happening, there will always be 2 sides to the story in terms of why an airline company is suddenly folding up, right? But if you look at the human side of it, there are employees who finally get the short end of the stick. Correct? So if you look at the environment, it is pretty much based on an environment. Yes. It is really based on environment. तो ऐसा है कि है सच्ची घटनाएं पे ही मतलब आधारित है सारी चीजें. Right.
Recently बहुत सारे ऐसे अजीब से videos देख रहे थे on some airlines where people were just behaving weirdly. So वो सब हमने कहीं montages में डालने की कोशिश की है, कि कुछ ऐसा कोई passenger आ गया अगर, तो आप क्या करोगे?
I think being an air hostess is such a tough job. It's such a tough task because, handling so many different people's wants, requirements, and yet, trying to keep calm. I think that is really...
I think there's been an attempt to also humanize them. I mean, there's always a glamorous side when you see 3 women walking, looking, or any air hostess walking, right? And in the aircraft, right, they have to literally deal with all kinds of people. लोगों से मतलब उसमें अच्छे लोग भी होते हैं, बुरे लोग भी होते हैं, right? And it's a lot of hard work. Yeah. They are human beings at the end of the day. So they look very glamorous from outside, but it's a lot of hard work that they do up there. Right? So there is an attempt to actually also kind of give a genuine picture of how it is up there.
I mean, Naina is a very, like, it's that instant vibe sort of a song, Diljit Badshah coming together. Yeah. We had a lot of fun. I wish we all had gotten to shoot together, but हम लोग 3 लड़कियों के ना actually maximum dates match करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है.
Superstars.
So, no, in general, I feel like actresses in general. And Ghagra was fun, yeah. Ghagra was, you can see the fun that we've had. We've just
We didn't even know they were going to shoot this song.
we didn't even know that we were going to shoot this song. Also, that song is a part of like the film, in the middle where there is a chunk where we're genuinely having fun.
Right.
So we had a blast.
I think that the music is outstanding of the film, and it's added, I think, a lot more now when you see
I
the
think
trailer
Rhea has
also.
worked really hard on the music. She's really worked out on the BGM. I mean, I got really lucky with 3 actresses already cast. Right, the script was in place, and if you look at everything. If you look at it musically, look at bringing Diljit and then Badshah together, right? If you
Kapil Baji is also there.
Kapil Baji, right? So everything. I mean, if you look at it, it's a casting coup. Musically, it is. I mean, I don't know if there is a term called a musical coup, but it is all that.
No, but I want to take this moment to thank one person, Kapil Sharma, who was so gracious to be part of our film. and do it just for me. So Kapil ji, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me and to the film.